So, before I begin, in the unlikely chance that you're a parent watching this video, let me give you a simple piece of advice for how to deal with this stuff. If you're a parent and you don't like your child watching SML, here's a pro tip for you. Don't let them watch SML! Say that if you catch them watching it, that you'll take their phone away or something. Or just don't let them watch YouTube at all. Or, at the very least, watch some of the videos with them. Is that so difficult? Now, to be fair, you can't be watching them everywhere. But I'll talk about that in a little while. So, Good Morning America released a piece... two pieces on YouTube and SML about how SML is evil and blah 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 blah. Seems like we'll be covering familiar territory here, won't we? So let's make this quick. Basically, it's a bunch of YouTube needs to protect the children! Even though YouTube has basically done all they can in those regards. Granted, there is some message that I do agree with, but again, I'll explain that in a moment. What really needs to happen is that parents need to stop using YouTube as a babysitter and actually, God forbid, raise their kids themselves. Yeah, like it or not, if you have kids, they're your God-given responsibility. But also, if you're so scared of SML, for example, don't demand his content is banned from YouTube. But hey, let's go through both of these videos step by step to see what they have to say. I'm gonna skip some of the beginning of the first one, since it's basically just explaining what they're about to talk about.
With YouTube constantly in the news, we gathered together some Philadelphia area tweens and their parents who have one thing in common. They say their kids are often hooked on YouTube.
Have you ever tried to take YouTube away?
The whole thing.
What's the reaction?
It's the end of the world.
You're ending their life for the day.
Exactly.
Well, here's the deal. If kids complain, guess what? Kids do that! I can't believe I'm having to talk about this, but you can't just let kids have whatever they want. I know that probably some of these parents wouldn't do that, but I know that there are parents out there that let kids do whatever on earth they want. And from what I can tell, a lot of times this is actually divorced parents, where they basically want to be the kid's favorite parent. While understandable, your job is to be a good parent, not the favorite. Also, in my humble opinion, I wouldn't take away YouTube from them unless it started affecting a child's behavior or if it was super inappropriate. Then again, if my child started, say, imitating Jeffy, like I've heard many kids at elementary schools have begun doing, I'd go to the doctor to make sure my child wasn't clinically retarded.
Almost all say they use some form of parental controls on their computers and mobile devices to try to limit the exposure of inappropriate content.
Now, no offense parents, but more often than not when it comes to tech, kids are usually smarter than you. My parents tried putting parental controls on my computer multiple times from around 6 to 10 years old. Not to brag, but I was able to get past all of it. And I told them that I was rather insulted that, 1, they thought this stuff would be a challenge for me, and 2, that they didn't trust me enough to behave responsibly. Then again, some kids are complete idiots, so I guess I kinda get it. But the point is, where there's a will, there's a way.
Have any of your kids found inappropriate material on YouTube?
David has, and then he says he doesn't like it and he just moves on.
So wait, this kid you admit found inappropriate content and then stopped watching it? What's the problem here again? If anything, I think this shows that the kid is pretty responsible, all things considered. I honestly don't see the issue here.
The kids, all between 10 and 13, are eager to talk about their YouTube savvy.
So you know who's kid-friendly and who's not kid-friendly?
Yeah, like Super Mario Logan.
11 years old, huh? Oh great, a Jeffy fan.
You're laughing.
Yeah, I know who Jeffy is.
You know who Jeffy is, too. You've seen it, too.
We took a closer look at Jeffy the puppet on the popular YouTube channel Super Mario Logan.
35 million views, the N-word.
Racial stereotypes.
Oh no! Not racial stereotypes! How horrible! Maybe I'm a bit uncaring to those types of jokes, but who cares? Like, at the end of the day, in my opinion, I personally wouldn't care about any of that at all.
Cursing, misogyny, I mean, violence, it's got it all.
Misogyny. Like when? The only misogynistic jokes I can think of are from Black Yoshi's Girlfriend. From 2011! Oh, and it has the mature audiences only warning on it too. There's no excuse here, really. The only other things I can think of might be the whole Cody's mom and Brooklyn guy's ex-wife are fat jokes. Except those are fat jokes, not misogynistic.
This is not something parents would want their kids watching.
Family media watchdog Common Sense Media started rating YouTubers this year due to overwhelming requests from parents.
YouTube is the biggest pain point for parents.
Common Sense Media calls Super Mario Logan your basic online nightmare for parents of young kids.
You know what? Common sense, huh? Okay, let's see what else Common Sense Media has to say about the online nightmare that is SML. Why don't we? So some of this stuff actually seems fairly accurate. Until we get to this statement here. Quote, in one popular video, main character Mario threatens to, and does, rape, i.e. move atop him rhythmically as the son cries out in pain, his adopted son to punish him. We are informed in a title card that the son killed himself later. Now tell me, do you ever remember that video? No! I mean, I do remember Jeffy's bad word, where Mario spanks Jeffy, and Jeffy yells rape because, oh boy, isn't Jeffy just hilarious? But I don't remember the title card where it states Jeffy killed himself. Did they mistake an SML YTP for a real SML video or something? And by the way, if they somehow mistook spanking for rape, and that's if they actually watched the real video, I think they have bigger problems here, and they shouldn't be called Common Sense Media.
Rated for ages 17 and up, these kids are all 13 and younger.
That rating might be a bit high. Maybe 15 plus is better. But yeah, these kids might be a bit young for it. I don't know though.
It was a suggested video. I watched it and it just kept reeling me in to watch more videos.
It attracts kids because you wouldn't think of him as inappropriate because the way he looks, but when you actually watch him, he traps you in it.
Okay, now this is one point I can say is true. Logan does use some kid-friendly characters, and like it or not, to turn a blind eye to the not-so-subtle fact that many kids do watch SML would be, well, stupid. Like it or not, Logan does need to put up a slide at the beginning of videos warning people that most of his videos are for mature audiences only. On the SML Reuploaded channel, I explain what is in the video, but Logan could simply put up something that says, warning, mature audiences only, thank you. And that would work just as well.
Do you think YouTube does enough to block inappropriate content for kids?
Yeah.
No.
I think no, I do not think so.
Why?
Whatever is getting the most views, they're like, oh, you should watch this.
I still find it hilarious how YouTube is ready and willing to try and destroy SML, yet they turn a blind eye to that other Logan.
I really hate to say this. I think there's someone hanging right there.
Recommends
Man, I hate
popular
that
videos
guy.
based on what's being watched, which raises the question, do kids know what's good for them?
Sam, your mom said she trusts you to know what's right and wrong in terms of what you're viewing. Do you think that's the right way to go?
Yeah, because I don't watch inappropriate videos.
I don't think it's a trust thing. I think it's sometimes the kids, you get drawn in, and it's not their fault.
Yeah, I got drawn in. It's not my fault that I'm doing drugs. It's not my fault that I have an addiction. It's not my fault that you know what? You get the point. That was so stupid. Just don't watch it if you know it's bad for you to be watching. How difficult is that?
We showed some of our interview to Common Sense Media.
Developmentally, kids aren't even primed at that age to have the wherewithal to shut off YouTube.
So, let me simplify this. Kids are stupid and don't know how to turn off a video. I mean, maybe if they were 3? I know some kids are really, really stupid. But you're honestly telling me that they don't know how to turn off a supposedly evil and dangerous video? Guess what? If your kid is honestly that stupid, parents should be watching that kid more often. Don't give me any of this, they don't know how to turn off a video crap.
The creator of Super Mario Logan told us he's lost revenue since YouTube started age restricting and demonetizing his videos. He also said Common Sense Media's review was accurate regarding those old videos and that his newer ones are much cleaner in content.
Oh yeah, those old videos. Oh, but just wait, it gets better.
And made for a wider audience, but adds it's ultimately the responsibility of the supervising adults.
If I was watching this on TV, I'd feel like doing this.
Would you like to call the cops? Do you think it's time to stop this?
You get the idea.
Seriously, Logan? Now, maybe this was back when you were, actually trying to make your videos cleaner in content, as it were, since you did mention that back in the discussion we had a while back. But you cannot make that excuse now. Well, gosh, guys, I have no idea why I'm getting demonetized again. It's not like it has anything to do with the whole falling back into my old habits, which were the same reason why I got demonetized before. Oh no, YouTube is just out to get me. Oh man, YouTube just hates me, y'all. Although, to be fair, we know the flaggets are playing a part in speeding it up, but it wouldn't really be an issue to begin with if Logan's content was actually clean to begin with. That all being said, I do agree that it is the supervising adult's responsibility to make sure that kids aren't watching inappropriate content. I say supervising adult because that's kinda the case. Parents shouldn't be letting kids watch it if they think it's super evil or whatever. And teachers? From my understanding, elementary and middle school teachers are super strict about letting kids on their phones to begin with. So if some kid is laughing at a Jeffy video in the back of the class, that's kinda the fault of the teacher for not enforcing the rules to begin with. Alright, that's all I've got to say about the video. The rest of it is pretty much recap. But wait, there's a second video we've got to watch. Let's see how great this one will be. I'm just gonna skip ahead in the video, since mostly all they talk about before is how restricted mode works and Minecraft or Roblox videos. Let's skip straight to the SML stuff.
On YouTube Kids, GMA found a Super Mario Logan video.
Alrighty kids, it's time for Doofy the Dragon!
Hey kids!
It's a puppet talking about drugs and using a gun.
Wow. I'm honestly surprised that no one mentioned this earlier. I'm surprised that no one brought up the Doofy point earlier. Thank God they at least, did some sort of semblance of research. I mean, not really, but kinda. That all being said, Doofy is a play on the kid show stereotype. Although, ironically enough, I'm pretty sure most of Logan's more modern viewers have no idea who on earth Doofy is. And while it's bad, it's clearly a joke. Again, if your kids are like that one kid who was stupid enough to try and supposedly hang himself with a noose, even though there are much bigger problems there, such as how the kid learned to tie the noose in the first place, then I don't think your child should be allowed outside the house.
If you were peeking in, what would you see your child watching? That one is particularly deceptive to parents.
The video was up for weeks before YouTube took it down.
Weeks? Don't you mean years? Oh, and just look at all of these reports of kids playing with guns and doing drugs, killing themselves with a noose, or buying the Doofy McDonald's special because of their favorite character, Doofy the Dragon. Wait. Where are the examples? Oh yeah, that's right. There are none! A case can even be made for the whole Jeffy ordeal, like stupid kids acting like Jeffy. But even then, I think it's more of a case of parents not paying attention, and the kids being stupid to begin with more than anything else. Right. Well, the rest is about YouTube now trying to limit what kids can watch, and a bunch of Roblox or Minecraft videos or whatever. I don't care about those, honestly. Anyways, I think I've made my point pretty clear, so allow me to summarize this. Parents need to keep a closer eye on their kids, especially if they're easily impressionable or just plain stupid. And Logan needs to, from now on, either tone down the bad jokes, add a warning at the beginning of his videos, or quite possibly both. But let me be honest, I don't think that Good Morning America's segments are horrible. Like it or not, save for a few parts where it's just flat out idiotic, the message seems to be similar to the one I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, parents need to watch what their kids are doing online. So, yeah, that's all I've got to say about this. Thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned later this week for a video about an update on the Flaggets, as well as a video on how Logan is doing as a whole. I guess you could call it SML's 2018 problems. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and take care.